Hi, our app is Basicallme, and I'm Brandon.
I'm Edward.
I'm Justine.
And I'm Hyunjoon.
The idea of our social media app comes from these problems. Social media usage is one of the most popular online activities. Here comes a question. How many people are using it? Currently, 3.96 billion people are using social media. Among them, how many are elders? According to Pew Research Center, 50 million people, which is only 1.25% of all users, are elders. Since 2005, social media use has increased for all ages, but the usage of elderly has grown at a much slower rate. Starting from the same percentage of social media use, adults aged from 18 to 29 have increased 85%, while those aged 65 or above have only reached 40% in 2019.
Although there are various social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, etc., a lot of these applications have common characteristics that causes others to stay away from social media. Because others' eyesight are usually worse than younger people, it's hard for them to see the fonts of the platform. Another reason for the difficulty is the platform's complex user interface. As others are usually unfamiliar with the recent technologies, it could be hard for them to comprehend signs, logos, or icons that younger people are familiar with. Our solution to the problems of the social media platforms that they were just described are straightforward. A social media platform that is user-friendly for all users.
In order to build a social media platform that is user-friendly for everyone, our platform removed and added some features. Basicallme replaced the traditional login method, which is complex for some people, with the simple fingerprint lock, which only takes one push to verify the user. Basicallme also has a message service similar to other social media platforms, but in order to make it more comfortable for people who have problem reading small font text, our app has a font customization feature which allows the user to convert the size of the font to whatever size they're comfortable reading. Furthermore, hand tremor is a common nervous system disorder that appears in elderly individuals, which make it difficult to use the touchpad. In order to solve this kind of problem, Basicallme added a voice-to-text feature. Additionally, social media is a very diverse place, which means that English is not the only language that is used. Basicallme's built-in auto-translation will allow the users to communicate in different languages.
There are various methods for our projects to obtain revenue. If 1 out of 24 people who currently use any type of social media clicks on the advertisement hosted on Basicallme, about $100 million can be produced. Also, with the utilization of subscription or supporter feature, under the name of a donation for a cheap price, additional profits can be made. Although the initial fee for starting a project will be costly, as social media is operated digitally, it would be less financially challenging to operate Basicallme compared to other manufacturing projects.
This is the strategy canvas of Basicallme versus current Essence apps. As shown on the canvas, Basicallme targets new systems which current apps don't have or barely have. One of the big pros of our app is having high accessibility. Also, unlike other apps, we only promote targeted and native advertisements that are most likely for customers of our app to be interested. Our app also has a much better customer feedback service, which is something rare in the current market. In addition, Basicallme has reduced complexity, interactions, and simple user interface. Shown by our ERC grid, our app is different from current apps because we eliminated unnecessary services, information, and the prejudice that the elderly do not or cannot use apps. We also reduced the complexity of current Essence apps, unneeded information, and reduced development costs with a simple system. Moreover, we raise overall access of user interface, the ease of use with less complexity, and native advertising by using the data of customers' interest. Finally, we created accessibility tools and new market targeted to elderlies.
Here's our 3 tiers of non-customers. In the current market, the customers of social media will be those who are adapted to current apps. Tier 1 non-customers, whom we target the most, would be those who are uncomfortable with current apps. Since they are facing difficulties using those, they can utilize our apps to easily adapt and learn the basics of social media. Our Tier 2 refusing customers are those who don't use social media. Because of our app's low barrier of entry, customers who have never used social media may be encouraged to do so. We are not considering Tier 3. Instead, we plan to focus on people in Tier 1 and Tier 2. Thank you for listening to our presentation.